Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order and thank you everyone for coming this evening. We actually have some valued people from the community. So the first thing we're going to go over are our special project updates. We'll start with Community Day. Community Day is a couple of months away, but it comes upon us quickly. We're really looking forward to it. We have a meeting actually this Wednesday. So we will know more after our meeting on Wednesday. Is Carolyn, is the phone number there?
Yeah.
Carolyn? Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
Guys.
It's just a phone number. Could you speak about any council items, anything of interest?
Sure. Yes. So this coming Saturday, April 9th, we have for the EAC, the litter cleanup. It's the roadside cleanup starting at 9:30 in the morning. If people are not able to make it to this Saturday, we also have one on April 23rd, starting at 9:30 also. Another new exciting development is everything okay over there?
They're getting feedback from somebody else. If everyone who's at home and on this call by Zoom, if you could all please press mute on your computers, that would really help us because we're getting all of that feedback. Continue, Carolyn. Thank you so much.
Okay. And the other update is, it's kind of exciting that the parking lot out in front of the Heritage Center will be getting paved. So that should be coming up in the next few weeks where we'll have a nice new blacktop pavement there instead of all the gravel and chipped up stuff. So that's pretty much it. And if you want me to repeat the times and dates for the roadside cleanup, I can.
April 9th at 9:30 and then the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Roadside
Yeah.
cleanup. We hope that we get tons of participants for that, of course, because we want to make the town look even nicer. Thank you,
Exactly.
Carolyn.
Thank you.
Fitness court. Deb.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm newly in charge of the fitness court, but I have had some thoughts on it in the past, and I had some brainstorms today, so I'll just overview these and then we'll discuss them, at a later time as well for projects. One idea I had was wellness walks from the fitness center. We would do it weekly or maybe twice a month, but I think weekly would work better, starting in May and going through the summer in September. And actually, we would partner with an organization that I'm a part of. It's called North Hills WalkBikeRun Alliance. So we're trying to promote walking paths in the North Hills in the different communities. So those members may join us as well. And I think that would be a great way to promote the fitness center, and then we could just walk right around here. We could get 1K or 2K in, and then people could do their like a little cardio warm up and then use the fitness center if they choose.
Okay.
So
well,
I emailed that idea to the
committee today.
I apologize for the lateness of that. So the committee can look that over and we can verify it and discuss it more at the next meeting. And I also was in touch with the local coach, Coach Dave Gray, who does a lot of work in the area with kids. And so I'm going to run some ideas past him for the fitness court too.
Great.
Okay.
So, and as soon as maybe you could think of some dates and times, and then we'll, of course, if the committee likes it, then you'll fill out that form.
Yeah, well,
and
I
then
sent
town council have to approve anything.
Yeah, I'll just update
So-
the form once we finalize things a little bit better. But I'm thinking Wednesdays through May through September. And
So Wednesday's wellness walks, we've got a good alliteration
I
going
know,
here. I
it could
think
be
everybody will
Terrific
remember that.
Tuesday
Oh, I like that too.
trips or something.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
an alliteration.
Wednesday
nut.
wellness walks, though, I like
I
that.
know. And I did a little survey on one of the Facebook sites that McCandless residents frequent. And I actually got 10 people, which I thought was good, to respond that they would like, I put a poll up. And most of the people liked weekday mornings.
Yes, I can imagine that that would be true.
Okay,
Yes.
so
yes.
that's what I
After
have.
the traffic is gone,
Yeah,
probably.
9 o'clock or something
Yeah.
like that, I can, and
Mhm.
I would lead the walks, or if anybody else would like to be on my committee and volunteer, because it's going to be a terrific committee. Everybody will
great.
want to join.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, I like
Mhm.
that. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Sure.
I know we have Terry via Zoom. Any new news on the McCandless welcome packet, Terry?
No, there's nothing to report. I mean, Pat and, well, I was just waiting for any additional comments and I haven't received any. So, no.
Okay. Deb, back to you for meeting spaces.
Right, so I had a little bit of time to work on that this week as well. I have a question for the committee, since this is again new to me, since this is my first real meeting. What is our purpose for looking at the meeting spaces? And I ask that because what I'm thinking the purpose is that we can get this out to residents so that they are aware of where, what is available. So we would put it on the website.
Right, it could be a link on the website because there are different places that people can meet. Some of them, it costs a certain fee, other places are free, but it was just informational.
Right.
So that
Okay.
residents can see of the possibilities they could have.
Okay,
Everything from Girl Scouts knowing that they could
okay.
use a room
Sure.
to a group that it may or may not be free for them.
Sure.
For instance, at North Allegheny, you have to be
I'm gonna get
a
to that.
resident. Okay.
So exactly, that was my thoughts. I'm glad I was on the right track there. So I don't know how familiar you all are with the implementable plan, but I was one of the authors of the plan and on the committee. And Sandra has some of the copies of this in her office. And it's actually online, and I was gonna.
One or two more.
Yeah, a couple, but it's all online on the website, and I have it right here, and I was gonna share on the PowerPoint and everything, but I think it's a little complicated. So there is a summary of community assets in the committee, in the community, in the implementable plan. And also there's a summary of all the meeting spaces. So we looked at, and this was only in 2019, so it's pretty current. And then the library also had a list that Amy sent me from 2010. And that's very complete, but that covers, all the areas that the library covers. So it's not all applicable to us.
Well,
So what I'm thinking is, I'll just continue. Thank you. Just hold the question. That we could, this is a nice, in a nice format already, and I can look at it and clean it up a little bit. And then this is what we can post somewhere. I understand that the technology committee is working on something where all the committees are going to be able to have a place to put their materials. Is that correct?
probably on the website once they complete that. But what you should do is go through both sets
I did,
and make
yeah.
sure you have prices and what still is available, because
Well,
frankly, COVID wreaked havoc on a lot of things, because we certainly don't want to publicize anything that isn't correct.
right, and I agree
So-
with that, but what I'm thinking is just putting the contact information, because I don't really feel that, we'd have to monitor that all the time.
Right.
So I'm thinking just putting the basic information up like we have here, maybe an email address. And then we have all these recreation, there must be like 25 here.
Well, you'd have to make sure it's the
Right,
correct
I can make
contact
sure
and
that,
so forth.
But I
and
really
let
don't
them
see
know
it.
if there's any change to please,
So is
let,
this good
let
enough?
the
This is
committee
what
know.
we want with
I'd have
changes.
to see it.
Yeah.
But I would
Yeah.
say if you could send the
Something
2
like
pages
this.
out to the committee and we could see
Yeah,
it,
I'll
we'll look
send a
at it
link to it.
and if we
It's-
can review it before the next meeting, but
Yeah, so that's what
I
I've been
certainly can't
working on
see
anyway.
from here.
And I
Great.
just wanted to clarify the purpose.
yeah,
of
we're just trying to, everything is trying to do something for the community.
As long as we
Uh,
can get it on the website, I think that's. the best way.
Okay, Dawn, I see that you're online with us, volunteer development. Dawn Hart, please.
She should be unmuted. We asked her to unmute. Dawn?
Sorry, sorry. Technical issue. Okay, so one more volunteer. That was awesome. So she is on the website in Excel, and I am probably thinking in May to do a coffee. I just thought it would be better to do it outside. With the weather's a little bit better at Convive. So I've already talked to them, and I will post that on the website. I will be, it would be, I'm donating the money, so it's not, I'd just like to meet the volunteers, and whoever would like to join me, that would be great.
You know what? That's a wonderful thing that you're doing. Thank you so much. And it's always nice to have volunteers. And I agree with you that in May, we should have some nicer weather, at least a little bit warmer too.
I
And
think-
that nice
yeah.
time.
That building and being cramped or whatever. I think being outside, I think more people will come. And McCandless Crossing is so beautiful during the springtime. So I thought that would be a great opportunity to get to know people.
I agree. That sounds wonderful.
Does she have a date? Dawn, do you have a date yet?
Do you have a
That's
date?
That's where I'm iffy. I did talk to Convive. They have picnic tables outside. They're pretty open. No, I don't know when to do it really. I'm gonna actually go through Excel spreadsheet and see when people are more available. And see if people are more available during the weekend mornings. So that's the issue, isn't it? Everyone's very busy. So I want to just keep it for 2 hours. So, or maybe 3 or revolving hours. If you have any suggestions, that would be great, but
Well,
everyone's
this-
so busy.
Maybe
And-
an evening, a little bit. Can you,
You have to
sorry.
mute
No, that's
that.
hers.
yeah,
I muted it. But I had
I'm
to
sorry,
volume.
Dawn, we were having technical issues.
Just
I
text me what you guys, because I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. Just text me and if
Yeah.
you guys want to do it in the evening, that's fine.
And I'll help you with that. If we're in town, I'll be happy to help you. It's
Oh,
one of the-
you don't, thank you. That's very sweet. Just you coming and anyone else from the committee would like to come, that would be great.
And this
if
is
not,
a meet and greet thank you as opposed to an
Yes.
activity that.
yeah, it's just a meet and
committee
greet.
putting
It's just a meet and greet.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yes.
Thank you, Dawn. Sounds great.
All right, great.
Nicole, any update for Winterfest is still a ways away, but maybe you've done something. I don't know.
Not much, really, to be honest, beyond sort of cataloging what was there last year. I didn't know if whoever had worked on it last year or somebody on the committee that had worked on it had maintained any of the names of the people who participated.
Nicole, that was me, and I do have copious amounts of spreadsheets and contacts and everything that I used to plan it last year, so,
Okay, if I could, I'll reach out to you to get.
yeah. Okay,
Very good. Very good. You still have some time. So now moving on to old business. Christine, Shamrock Bingo recap.
Oh, yes. So we had 1 hour bingo and it was a lot of fun. And we had quite a few winners. We played quite a few games. I think we played 8 games. We had about 14 total.
Wow,
And all the
wonderful.
Chick-fil-A from McKnight Road. They donated all the free chicken McNuggets or chicken sandwich cards. So everybody that won got one of those. And
Oh,
I believe they
nice.
were all mailed out about 3 weeks ago. And we're looking to do another one in the summer or the fall. So.
Wonderful.
Very
That's
good.
been a great activity, especially through COVID, but it's continued to be great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for always doing that. And the technology went well.
Technology was perfect.
So,
And I spoke with somebody from Chick-fil-A today and she said she had some more cards for us. So.
you know, we really have to thank them.
We have
That
to
is
thank Chick-fil-A.
wonderful. Chick-fil-A on
Road,
McKnight.
Chick-fil-A, thank you so much for what you've done for our.
They're
families.
always donating to that, and that is just wonderful of them. Wonderful. So we thank them. And we're going to continue with you for a couple of couple more, Christine. Thank you. Are an invaluable member of our activities committee. Treasures in the trunk.
So Treasures in the Trunk, we have slated for May 21st. We're gonna have the cars come and set up between 8 and 9, and then all the shoppers will set up at 9. We're gonna do it here and the back, I would say that consider the back of the town hall here, next to the field. We're gonna have about 30 spaces, anywhere between 30 and 35. And it's $10 per car. If you pay prior, you wanna pay check made out to Town of McCandless or cash, and that will reserve your spot. That's a guaranteed spot. So what you're gonna do is bring your car, you're gonna park in one space, and the space next to the car will be used to lay out your treasures. You can bring a chair, you can bring a tent, you can bring tables, whatever you want. You'll have 2 spaces, and if there's any questions, just email us, and we'll be happy to get the spreadsheet up and assign your spot.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Ice cream social.
So Deb and I, we don't have a date yet, because it's gonna be in the summer. We're gonna probably do it here. I'm not sure, Sandy, we looking to do it here at the Devlin Field? Or do we know yet?
I mean, I think that's a good place for it. I don't know that anybody on the committee has decided.
Yeah, we haven't really decided that, because it just came up at the last one, but we're looking to do an ice cream social and maybe have a movie at the same time. Or
I think that
Swirling
would be,
Strings, or
Maybe some
something.
music.
I think
music.
that'd be perfect, and
To cool
let me
down
know,
for
and
the
I'm
summer.
happy to help contact Strolling Strings or
Yeah.
anything you need. And we sort of had this planned pre-COVID,
Yeah, a
and
couple years ago.
then suddenly it sort of ruined some of our events, but this is going to be a really great one. Telescope night. I think, was this you, Deb? Were you
You were
telescope?
gonna contact,
Yeah.
I forget his name now.
Dave Morton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear back. Okay,
So
well,
for
We'll see
Telescope
about
Night,
that.
Deb and I, we're gonna,
Yeah, we
do
did
it.
talk about
yeah,
that too.
it's gonna be in the fall. We don't have a date yet, but we needed to get a few people, possibly get somebody with a couple telescopes
yeah,
and have a really interesting fall night looking and observing the sky. The fall sky is one of the wonderful times to observe.
Mhm.
and Dennis Morton.
Exactly.
I said
Dennis.
Dave.
Right,
instead
right.
of- I meant,
Yeah,
I
I knew
meant,
that was
yeah,
Dennis. Mhm.
whoops.
And maybe some of the observatories would be
Yeah.
interested in helping us too. in the
Be
area.
great. Okay, so, any other new work, because I have somebody I'm going to introduce. Is there anything else, any other additional project activity ideas? Anyone?
Well, do you want me to?
I'm going to call him
And
first.
then I'll have new business.
So this evening, we have Ralph Abdel Massa. Here, he is a resident who is an Eagle Scout. His project is going to be a rain garden. So we would love to hear some about your project. I understand that Mr. Singer is going to help, and I love seeing you here in your uniform. You want to speak to us a little bit about this?
You want to come up to the?
So back in January, we discussed this abandoned cemetery on Duncan Avenue. It was called Duncan Heights Avenue. It's been abandoned for basically over 50 years and neglected. That's what I'm looking for. And so basically, I was approached by Lisa to basically see if I could clean it up, and I decided to help and also build a rain garden to help combat the flooding problem. So the plan is basically just to have a cleanup on one date and then on a later date, go back in and build the rain garden. So for the cleanup, because the rain garden doesn't have an actual concrete date yet, I've decided to do it on April 30th. I'm going to be getting help from my Boy Scout troop. And basically, we're going to be walking around the main back of the area and cleaning up whatever we find and cutting down bushes and dead trees that basically just make it a lot harder to see. Then on a later date, I'm going to come back with a couple of other volunteers and build a small rain garden to help with the flooding problem. So I have a couple of questions. Is the township willing to help donate anything towards this project?
What would you be asking for?
Like mainly just material stuff like soil, flowers, maybe a couple of tools.
So we would not make
was-
that decision.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would have to ask, I'd have to ask council for that request.
Yes. So town
But we
council
would
would,
need like an outline of what all they need.
that's a town council member talking there. I might suggest that you make a list of what you're looking for, quantities and costs, and then you can turn that in. And
Yeah,
that was Ms. Schwager. She will let us know.
Actually, I need to give this to one of you, so
Okay,
I'll just approach you after the meeting.
perfect. Perfect. We'll take that. We'll give it to her. This sounds like a wonderful project. I know I just love having Eagle Scouts because they're always exemplary people who have done so much to become an Eagle Scout. And then the project always benefits the community, which is lovely for all of us. So I can't wait to see the rain garden when it's done. And I know Mr. Singer personally, wonderful person. I'm thrilled that he's going to help you. And you've got your whole troop helping you do some cleanup. So that's going to be a nice thing for McCandless Township. So thank you very, very much
You're
for that.
welcome.
And if if you want, just set that over there, we'll get that or
I can
in a
take
couple
that.
minutes
Okay.
there. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
I think they kept it safe.
Thank you.
So what
So I think.
Mrs. Shipley
yeah.
was mentioning is, did you see the big pile
there's
of
a big-
compost out here? Could you use that for your soil?
It's free, is it free to?
It's a huge pile. It's right over, let me look at where
It's on the
we are.
Lorraine
It's in the
Rogers
parking lot
parking lot?
by,
Yeah.
the
Sort by
soccer
the
field.
History Center.
Soccer
It's a
field.
huge pile. I see people taking
It's
it
right behind
daily
us here.
as I drive by.
We told them, Mr. Singer, probably he will tell us exactly what we need.
Mhm.
So probably we can ask him.
Yeah, and
this point.
frankly, he'd have the machinery to pick it up for you too,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth.
Oh, yeah.
You could just come and take that. I mean,
It
there's
won't
no-
be there that long.
Yeah, it won't be there.
Yeah,
in April is the
We need to
problem.
get it quickly.
You could need to
Okay.
start getting it now.
People
unfortunately.
coming quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can contact Mr. Singer on that. Another question, for the parking, is, in case we get a lot of, cars, is there any way to park just in the entrance of the cemetery? Because Mr. That we have the window, place that, we can have some parking, but if we don't know how many volunteers are coming, so if that any, does objection to park next to the cemetery or inside in case we have?
Well, we don't own the cemetery, so I don't know. If you're telling me that no one's been there in a long time, you're probably okay. I would just say if somebody pulls up wanting to go to a grave, somebody's going to have to move. I mean, okay, yeah, I, so that's nothing we could give permission on, but I'm not very worried. It sounds like it's been overgrown for a while. Is there anything else, Ralph?
No, I don't think so.
Well, thank you so much for your work. We're going to look forward to this. So thank you very, very much.
You're
I
welcome.
can't wait to see the completion of your Eagle Scout project.
Yeah, send us pictures.
Okay, I will.
Thank
You
you.
already started taking pictures anyway.
Oh, good.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, any other new business?
I have something as a member of a committee that I am on. Sandra, can you share my screen? I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
I don't know if she could do that, but you could always email it to us otherwise.
Well, it would be nice if everybody could see it now.
We shared your screen, so
Oh, you did? I have it
We
on
started your
my
video.
iPad, the iPad, yeah.
we just were asking you to start your video. Is it?
It's a PowerPoint.
Oh, well,
You have to share, did you already share? It's not coming up.
Through Zoom, do I have to share?
share your video.
Yeah, it's
Have
on the
you
video.
previewed this?
No.
Because we can't share anything with the
Oh,
whole
here
group
we go.
without, wait a second. We can't share anything with a group without it having been previewed, not knowing
Oh,
what's
I
on it.
previewed it.
Yeah, that's, we
Okay,
probably
well,
would
I'll just
want the
speak on
town
it
to
if you're uncomfortable
to
with
see
that.
it.
Okay. Well, this evening, what I'd like to go over then is, let me just bring up my notes. So Lisa, I can see it.
Sorry,
I've been a
but
member of the active connected transportation group in the North Hills called North Hills Walk Bike Run Alliance. And the purpose of the group is to bring together groups or communities in the North Hills, including McCandless Township, Franklin Park, Ohio Township, Sewickley Hills, and we're working on Pine and Hampton representatives as well. And to form a group that can access funds to align with our connectivity plan from our implementable plan in McCandless, along with other groups as well. And we have here tonight Mr. Ed Engler, who's not a resident, so he won't be able to speak with us tonight, but he established the group about a year ago. So the vision is to enable people to be less car centric and to use walking and biking to get around the towns, and ultimately to connect Heartwood Acres, North Park, the Rachel Carson Trail, all through the northern areas. So we're motivated by safety issues, especially for children who are riding their bicycles more and more to school and to other area businesses. I know my own nephew rides over to Ingomar to the 7-Eleven, and kids are riding all over the place. And we're actually also maximizing public lands and trails, supporting workforce. More and more people are commuting to work by walking or cycling or using public transportation, and also improving walkability scores for our homeowners. Younger people are using more and more public and active transportation rather than owning cars, especially, it's started in the cities and now it's kind of migrating out. It also attracts younger families to the area if their walkability scores are higher. And lastly, but to me, most importantly, is improving health and wellness for everybody. As we know, obesity rates are on the rise, and so we're trying to help with that. Just a little bit more information as I look at my notes. Oh, we have support from the SPC, which is the Planning Transportation Organization in Southwestern Pennsylvania. So our vision is to partner with some of the organizations in the area where we may not be able to access funds just as McCandless Township ourselves. We can partner with land trusts, conservancies, and under their umbrella, actively request funding for our trails and our parks, which was part of our, I'm motioning to the implementable plan book. And if you're not familiar, this is what we put together in 2019. You can see it took a lot of work. It's a very thick book. And it's online now, thanks to technology. So if you don't have much to read and much to do some night, if it's rainy, as it's going to be this week, you can check this out, because there's a lot of information here. Green spaces in the town of McCandless. There are trail maps. Can't believe how many trails we have here too, that we could partner with other organizations to help improve the connectivity for all of those to people to cycle and walk on. So the vision really is to bring the North Hills Walk, Bike, and Run into McCandless to create a pedestrian bike advisory committee to the COG, to the community committee of governments. And Ed's going to be speaking to them later in the month. So I would like to be the liaison between the North Hills Walk, Bike, Run committee and the town, and just keep the town advised as to what the committee is working on and how we can access funding to improve our community.
Well, it sounds like a great project, and I hope that you're able to get a lot of funding for that. Maybe there's national groups that might fund something there. Bless
There
you.
are, and also right now, we know that there's a lot of federal funding coming down the pipeline as well, so for infrastructure improvement.
That's why I meant by national, federal. So great. Okay.
And I did put in a project proposal that the committee can look at and review for our next meeting.
Excellent. Thank you. Yes, she sent some things today. I know quite a
Yeah,
few of
I
us haven't had a
apologize. I've been
chance
out
to
of
look at it, but
For
we
next time.
certainly will. Any other new business or public comment? There's nothing else. I will say meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Go UNC.
Great to be here.